NCDOT is always looking for more efficient ways to help North Carolina citizens and businesses get where they're going. Many of the best ideas come from the field, where division personnel craft practical solutions to real-world problems. A problem all divisions face is how to coordinate the work of various units that operate independently and yet are also connected to and reliant upon each other. Division 6 found a solution to this problem through its Division Improvement Program. The effort started in 2006 when Division 6 began working with GIS to find better ways to plan and to focus their bituminous operations and resurfacing efforts. This resulted in much better procedures for ranking projects in various sections of the division. Inspired by that success, the Division 6 engineer challenged managers to further improve operations in all areas under the guiding principle that pavement should drive their maintenance decision and activities. As they examined operations, a central problem became clear. The left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. That is, even though they all work for the same department, the individual units, resurfacing, division design construct, bituminous operations, vegetation management, and secondary construction were all too often working in isolation, unaware of what their colleagues were doing. As a result, many perceived mistakes occurred because the individual units were doing exactly what they were supposed to do in the manner in which they'd always done it. Some common examples of such perceived mistakes include installing cross-line pipes in recently resurfaced roads, placing bituminous surface treatment, or BST, on roads with high shoulders, open cracks, or where patching was needed prior to the road oil treatment, placing BST or plant mix over recently striped roadways, cutting shoulders on roads where new signs were just installed, A-boom mowing routes that roadside environmental recently sprayed for control of woody growth, resurfacing a section of road that is included in an upcoming D.I.P or Division Design Construct project, placing BST on a road that will be resurfaced with plant mix in a matter of a few months, including a 3-lane road section that tied into a 2-lane section, then transitioned back onto a 3-lane section as part of a second project just a few hundred yards beyond the project limits, and having secondary road construction projects that were languishing, primarily due to the coordination and time required for permitting and material requisitioning. In addition, even when the division knew that units should coordinate their work, such as cutting shoulders, pouring cracks, and installing needed pipe replacements ahead of road oil operations, it was difficult to provide the advance notification necessary to coordinate these activities. Division 6's challenge was to figure out how to get all the work done while minimizing the mistakes. Two committees were formed, one for resurfacing and division design construct, and the other for bituminous operations, vegetation management, and secondary construction. Their mission included developing critical path networks for each of the processes, identifying key steps that needed to be taken, determining who needed to be involved and when, and setting timetables for completing each step. The committees also developed tools to assist in implementation and coordination of these processes. This information was provided to managers across the division and put into action in the field. And some of the key results for each process included resurfacing. Division 6 now has a district master paving plan that guides them as they develop their 2-year resurfacing plans. The district engineer compares that resurfacing program against bituminous operations, DDC, and D.I.P to ensure no overlaps. The resident engineer has input into the processes at the scoping level, while bridge and traffic are involved as well. All participants have set deadlines for keeping the resurfacing program on schedule. Maintenance has sufficient lead time to prep roads, including seeking environmental permits and pipe replacements. Division Design Construct. DDC is comparing projects to the D.I.P list, resurfacing list, and getting scoping input from key personnel early on. The process also includes follow-up meetings at 25%, 75%, and 90% completion to evaluate progress. An additional meeting is held after the project is completed to verify if any design or contractual items need to be changed in future projects. Bituminous operations. Division 6 has developed a 3-year plan so that maintenance and/or bituminous operations have sufficient lead time to replace cross lines, pour cracks, patch and cut shoulders ahead of bituminous operations. Traffic Services knows the bituminous plan and can establish the pavement marking installation around that plan. Traffic Services is also scheduling sign maintenance to occur after maintenance bituminous operations activities are completed in a section. Roadside Environmental knows in advance the number of shoulder miles to be cut and can perform a more accurate dynamic plan. Vegetation Management. Roadside Environmental has developed a 3-year woody growth control spray plan, and maintenance is cutting the designated routes ahead of time and staying off the route for 3 years after spraying. The 2 units are also coordinating mowing and spraying for seed head suppression along 4-lane divided highways. Secondary construction. Division Environmental is now involved early in the process to help identify potential issues and mitigate them in the design phase. Permits and pipe requirements are identified early to allow plenty of time for processing and ordering. By following these straightforward processes and communicating with one another, Division 6 has virtually eliminated the mistakes they used to make and are gaining efficiencies by working together in a coordinated, interdependent fashion. In Division 6, the Division Improvement Program has helped them understand that they all need each other to be successful, and no one can do it alone. In short, they have truly built a team. The improvements that have been discussed in this presentation are only the beginning. Division 6 has already embarked on further improvements that should result in even better coordination, collaboration, cost savings, and levels of service for the citizens of North Carolina.